Hello YouTube! I am Pinstar, and this is Stellaris Megacorp! So, friends at Paradox have been gracious enough to give me an early key to the new Megacorp expansion and the 2.2 megapatch. So today we are going to bring you the start of a playthrough of that, just to show off some of the new features. Actually, a lot of the new features. There are a lot of new features to cover here today. So enough of my yapping. Let's dive in. Now, I have been planning my empire here since the inception of the dev diarings, and so yes, we are going to be DaXenos Pizza. Now, before we just dive right in, I figured some of you guys might enjoy seeing a lot of the new traits and civics and whatnot. So instead of just yadaing through here, let's show you around, give you a little tour, if you will. So one thing to note here is no unicorns yet. The devs said the unicorns are going to be late. They're still planned. They're coming. But with all the art assets that are being included in here, they did not quite have time to finish them. But I'd rather have everything here and slightly late unicorns than a greatly delayed patch. So that's just a thing of note. Let's see here. Nothing new there. So the traits. So the traits, there's actually a couple of new ones, and a lot of them have gotten reworked. So let's review the traits that DaXenos Pizza here is rocking. So Thrifty used to be an energy boost. They have transformed it that we now get more trade value from jobs. Now, how does that work? How does that benefit us? Why do we want this? Why is that a good thing? That I will get into more detail once we dive into the game proper. But this ties into the whole new trade value mechanic. Deviance is unchanged in both the point value and the effects of it. Charismatic has been transformed. Not only is it now a 2-point trait, up from a 1-point trait, but it actually no longer gives you a diplomatic bonus with the AI. Instead, it gives you something a lot more powerful. More amenities from jobs. Amenities, again, another new mechanic that I'll show off. Kind of the reason I built this corp the way it is was to show off a lot of the new mechanics. And then quarrelsome, same idea, less unity from jobs. And I've actually never played an empire that was quarrelsome before. But I figure, you know what, a planet full of people that have been making pizza from the Stone Age, nobody's going to be able to agree on pizza toppings. So the entire planet is a bunch of quarrelsome deviants putting on whatever the heck they want on pizza. But that's kind of what gives us the strength that we need here. Agrarian, unchanged. Now, Ingenious is a new trait, but it essentially is the old Thrifty, 15% extra from energy credit production. Industrious, same. Intelligent, the same. Natural engineers, physicists, and sociologists, also unchanged. Adaptive and extremely adaptive and non-adaptive, all the same. Rapid breeders has it's the same effect, but it now costs 2. And its counterpart, slow breeders, is also worth 2. Now, you might be wondering why the point increase. Well, population is you're going to be dealing with a lot more pops in this expansion, a lot more. So having population growth is a lot more powerful because you're not going to get to a state where your planets are literally full for quite some time. So that growth bonus is going to be more impactful. So I'd say this is a good change to both of these here. Talented, quick learners, slow learners, unchanged. Weak, strong, and very strong. Weak, which used to be a very popular dump stat, now decreases your worker output across the board. Anything in the worker strata does 2% less, along with the army damage. I'll explain what I mean by the worker strata. Consequently, strong is the inverse of that, and very strong is just that, but more. Nomadic and sedentary. These tie into the new immigration mechanics, where your population grows more quickly from having people coming in, migrating to it, compared to others. So this actually has a little bit more teeth. There's actually some more benefit to nomadic and some downside to sedentary. And of course, the resettlement cost modifiers are still there. Another pair of traits that got completely transformed is the communal versus solitary pop housing usage. And this no longer has any impact on happiness, but housing is now a resource that you have to manage on your planets, and you might your population will take up either more or less than usual if you have either of these. Venerable, enduring, fleeting, all the same. Decadent. No longer a freebie one for any slavers. Here, your workers and slave happiness is going to be taking a hit if your race as a whole is decadent. And that can cause some stability and happiness issues if you're not dealing with it properly. Resilient is unchanged. Conservationist and wasteful are unchanged, although the role of the consumer goods is not unchanged. I will demonstrate that later. So that, my friends, are the traits. Oh yeah, and then you got repugnant, the opposite of charismatic here, is also worth -2, but it also gives you that penalty to those amenities. So it actually hurts you quite a bit, even without the diplomatic penalty. And conformist is the same as well. Same with traditional. Right then, let us go to government and ethics. So, obviously the new corporate thing is it's a different flavor of oligarchy. So your empire has to be able to support an oligarchy. As you can see, we are authoritarian, but if we could not be fanatic authoritarians, because that would close off oligarchy level empires, and we would have to do a dictator or imperial. But you are free to splash in a single point into authoritarian or into egalitarian and still have yourself be a megacorp if you so desire. You can also still be a regular oligarchy, of course. We are also pacifists. Now, the pacifist trait got changed greatly. Stability is the new bonus, and while that is not the same worker productivity bonus that the old pacifism used to have, the stability of a planet can directly give you bonuses to productivity. So it still fills the similar role. The administrative cap kind of replaces the old core system limit bonus, only this one's a lot more tangential. You especially for a megacorp, and this is kind of the reason why we're splashing into pacifist as DaXenos Pizza here, is with the megacorp, you get 20 extra admin cap, but the penalties you suffer for going over that cap is 50% worse for a megacorp than it is for a regular empire. Regular empires can exceed that cap pretty comfortably for a while before the penalties start racking up. Not so much for a megacorp. This gives us a little bit more cap to work with before we have to start facing those penalties. And then lastly, we went with materialists, unchanged here, although the way you build robots is changed. And I took that just so we could get into that. Right then, I'm going to just do a quick mouse over of the other ethics, just so you guys can see what they look like. Go ahead and pause the video if you want to look at them in more in depth. And obviously the fanatical versions of all these are just that, but twice as much. Now let's check on the civics. Now the two civics that we have planned here for DaXenos Pizza is brand loyalty. First off, with civics, when you're a megacorp, your civics are unique. These are all the only civics you can pick are ones that are unique to the megacorp. So brand loyalty, monthly unity plus 15%. I have a strategy in mind for this. It might seem odd being that we took a quarrelsome species, which has a penalty to unity production, but trust me, there's a method to my madness here. Free traders, trade value, and branch office value. Again, I want to explore a lot of the new mechanics here, and I figure let's take a bonus that gives us bonuses to two things that are brand new mechanics. Now, I'm sure there's been a lot of hype built up over the criminal heritage one. This is... criminal heritage to a megacorp is sort of like a driven assimilator to a robot gestalt. Taking that one civic greatly changes the way your entire empire plays. But I figure, you know what? There's probably a bunch of other YouTubers that are doing that, and everyone's probably going to dive into the criminal heritage one because that's kind of the new sexy. So I'm going to keep my nose clean and show you what a above the table megacorp can do. Franchising, this is sort of like feudalism, but for corporate. Indentured assets, this is basically like slaver guilds, but for corporations. Media conglomerate, this one's kind of unique. I haven't seen this combination of bonuses, but it makes sense. You could probably be a little bit more aggressive and get away with it here. Also, being a megacorp, unlike the old corporate civic prior to that, you do not automatically get private colony ships. So this, you actually have to take a civic to unlock those, and you get an extra administrative cap relief to boot. That being said, I don't know how much more powerful private colony ships are compared to their normal brethren, and I'll show you what I mean by this, because the way you build and buy colony ships is greatly changed. Leader level, both a cap and experience game, pretty powerful. Trading posts giving you extra starbase capacity. This may seem like a random bonus for a megacorp, but it's actually really powerful. If I wasn't taking free traders, I'd be taking trading posts. Because this certainly helps you out with the whole trade thing. Now, the three that we can't take, you have to be spiritualist to take Gospel of the Masses. This basically turns you into a mega church, and you can start messing with other empires' ethics drifts. Naval contractors, extra naval capacity, have to be militarist, or army damage, also militarist. So that, my friends, is that. So that's pretty much it for the for our game impacting stuff here. So we will be taking to the stars, and in our next episode we will begin our run as DaXenos Pizza with Chef Executive Officer Basil here. I hope you guys enjoy. I'll be releasing the next episode a little bit later today, since this is sort of an episode 0. If you guys like this episode and you want to see more like it, if you have any questions about specific mechanics, post them in the comments below. I will respond and answer stuff or clarify things that I you might be a little confused on in the video. Until next time, this has been Pinstar signing out. See ya!